all right, Hydra staying in the winner's bracket, Pandemic Legion moving into the loser's bracket. That was basically same setup, different outcome. Why?
See you, nerds. That's why.
All right.
Questions answered.
That is all we need to know. No, Hydra completely changed up the way they went about it. Two key things. I think Kill 2 brought them up.
Who's Kill 2?
TCP Rise brought them up, so I'll give you the honor of...
Yeah, I mean, two big things. They switched the Vengeances out for Enyos.
What does that give you compared to the Enyos?
A lot more damage
Yeah.
compared to the Vengeances, especially because the Vengeances we noticed at the end of last match were like autocannon Vengeances, not rocket Vengeances, which isn't a huge difference, but basically they're really low damage heavy tacklers. And over the course of a fight where you're trading a lot, that just means that you're more behind than you would be if you brought something with a little more damage. And they didn't need to tackle as much, I guess, because they're like the Enyos do fine. They do basically the same job tackling. So they switched to those. I think that helped them trade more efficiently. And then the big thing is instead of shooting at Ishtar's first, they shot at the Myrmidon first. Yeah. And he went down really quickly. That took their links off the field. And then they were just able to topple from there.
I think either they tested Gobbins' Admiral Gaberis, the team captain, or one of the FCs. They tested his tank early in the previous two matches and were like, your tank's pretty decent or something we can volley through. Or they expected him to say, I didn't get shot until way late in each of these matches. I can fit crazy stuff now. Like, I don't have to be fitting tank because by the time I'm primary, the match is pretty much decided.
What I'm curious about is, I mean, in a way, I guess that just shows kind of what level these teams are. I'm sure they've practiced setups like this, like practice mirrors a lot, and obviously they had a plan in the first two to go after the Ishtars first, and switching on the fly is very interesting. It shows a lot of flexibility.
Yeah.
Like they were confident enough to bring the same setup without bringing the same tactics, which is...
Well, and that shows really cool-headed calmness to say, we're going to make a few tweaks here, we're going to go right back at this, they're going to bring the same thing, and we can do this. Like that amount of confidence is just really, really good.
Yeah.
So
And obviously PL showing a ton of confidence as well,
Yeah.
bringing the exact same setup back to team.
Here's the thing.
Yeah.
We say exact same setup, but I'm almost willing to put money that that was different mids, different fits each time.
I'll put money in, it's not. Let's go, Michael Bolton.
We only have fish money here in Iceland, so it's not really worth anything. But
I think PL were punished for not changing stuff up.
Definitely a big risk.
I think so. I think that was not what you should do. You should have been doing what Hydra did and go back and say, all right, these things, let's tweak this, let's tweak this, let's tweak this, and just...
It's tougher for PL because they're winning. I mean, without being able to anticipate what Hydra's going to change and seeing decent results, I mean, I guess they only won one, but after the second match, they had to feel like they were in a good spot. They kind of forced Hydra to either bring tournament ships again, or they must have felt like they were in a good place.
Well,
Yeah,
and we were
Enyos, I
halfway expecting that, them to bring a more expensive setup, something that they felt would give them a higher chance of success, but they stuck with their guns. That's really good. But that would have been a really good time for PL to switch it up, but maybe they just really, really, really didn't want to show anything else, or maybe that's the best they have.
no, I think what it more is if you think about it, that's a really, really good setup to kill uniques, to kill Alliance tournament ships.
PL's only objective here is
That's-
to kill Cambions.
But that's a valid tactic. If they know Hydra,
Not in the third match.
yeah, absolutely, because they want to face them in a best of 5 in the finals.
Well, they'd rather be rid of them now, surely.
But you're not rid of them. You're just going to potentially
the difference between
there is
like
no
the
getting rid of
perspective-
someone here.
But there's a larger chance that you won't face them again, and you have a shorter path to the final. Like, there's no advantage to losing these matches, please.
But no, so
There's
if
no advantage, but he's operating, if for instance, if you operate under the assumption from both teams' perspectives that they will be the final two teams.
Yes.
If you just say, we know we can beat everybody else in the tournament, we will be the final two teams, he's saying you get yourself in a better position for the finals by draining their resources than by just changing the amount of matches you have to face other unimportant teams who you will surely stomp. I think that that's very risky. Like a sane person would not expect that you're guaranteed to beat teams like Exodus and Darkside. But you could operate from that assumption, and in that case, it might be worth it to just make sure you kill Cambions and not show extra information.
And you can't deny that the setup they brought is probably one of the best setups I can think of at killing uniques, killing those Alliance tournament setups. It's got the versatility
I'm pretty sure
of the
they brought it
drones.
because they won a match with it and thought they could win it again.
But they lost a match with it and brought it again.
Yeah.
Well, they lost the match with it to a flagship in Natana.
Which they killed.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, it's not like they can say,
All right, we're not going to agree that spending resources but having to go through the losers bracket is a good idea because PL are by no means safe to go into the final. I mean, they've lost.
I mean, no, they could have to face Darkside, who's exactly who took them out of
yes,
what,
exactly.
AT10
Like this is
AT9?
it's not really. Yeah. It's a silly strategy. Anyway, the
Your strategies are silly.
the next match is Darkside versus Verge. Who do you think is going to win that one?
Whoa.
Someone excitedly yelled something, which means that there's probably something amazing on the field. I couldn't really hear it.
I thought
heard
it
exactly
was
what it was.
elephant on the field.
Is there an elephant on the field?
That's what
Is
I
it wearing
heard.
a helmet? Because if so, I could.
No, only dogs are allowed to wear helmets in tournaments like these.
It's an Atana.
It's an Atana.
Oh.
All right. Who's going to win this one, Brett?
Well, looking at these two, Verge a collapse, Darkside, Verge if they're bringing in Atana.
I like Verge a lot here.
I really want Verge to lose in Atana. I like Darkside.
Yeah, two Atanas one day, yeah.
I think Virgin Collapse are the best team, and I think they will win, but we'll find out soon. Not right now, though. Not right now.
What? What?
Whoops.
Well, it's so exciting. Now let's go for it.
Okay.
Let's go. I say Virgin Collapse.